Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'll be showing you how to make my Milotic bracelet. So I designed this about a year ago, and this is one of my favorite designs I've made. I just never got around to making the tutorial, so here I am today. And yeah, if you don't know, Milotic is one of my favorite Pokemon. This is Milotic. I think it's a really neat Pokemon, and today's bracelet will be using her colors. So yeah, let's just get into the tutorial. So to make this bracelet, you will need a double-ended hook, a C-clip, and for your colors, you will need one color for the border. I will be using a pastel yellow. You'll need one color for this yellow stripe here in the middle. I will be using glittery black. You will need like 1 to 3 colors for this like inside pattern here. I will be using 2 today. So I am using like a light blue and a coral. And yeah, that's really all you need for this bracelet. So let's just get into it. So to start, you're gonna get your border color and cap it on your hook. And you're gonna get one more border color, pull through the cap band, and pick it back up, and then put the band back on your hook, and it should look like this. Now, we're gonna pull 2 border bands through each side. So get your border color, pull it through the first 2 bands, and pick up the outside band. And we do this one more time. Get a border color, pull through the first 2, and pick up the outside band. Now we're gonna flip, and when you flip, just make sure that this cap band here stays crossed over this band. And we're going to get your border, pull through the first 2, pick up the outside band, and one more time, border through the first 2 and pick up the outside band. And there should be a total of 8 bands on your hook. Now you're going to get whatever color you're using for this middle yellow stripe here. I am using a glittery black, and you're going to pull through everything except these last 2 bands here. And on the way back, you're going to pick up every single band you pulled through. And then you're going to rearrange these 2 yellows over the black, and it should look like this. Now you're going to get the first color in your pattern here, which for me, that is a light blue. And you're going to pull through the first 3 bands. And on your way back, you're going to pick up the black and the outermost yellow. And then you're going to get one more blue, pull through the first 3, and pick up the outside blue. Now, when we flip, you want to make sure that you're holding this black band so it does not slip under these yellows. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. So get a blue band, pull through the first 3, then pick up the first black and the outside yellow, and then get one more blue, pull through the first 3, and pick up the outermost blue, and you should have something that looks like this. Now, you're going to cross 2 of the yellows over the 2 next to it. The first time, it does not matter which way we cross. So you're going to pinch these 2 yellows and cross them over the 2 yellows next to it, and it should look something like this. Now, this next part is a little weird, so just pay close attention. We're going to get our yellow and pull it through the first 6 bands. And we're only going to pick up 1 band, so skip the first and pick up the second yellow, and then put it back on your hook, and it should look something like this. Now, you're going to get 1 more yellow, pull through the first 2, and pick up the outside yellow band. And it should look something like this. Now we flip, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. So you get your border yellow, pull through the first 6 bands, skip the first yellow, pick up the next, and then put it back on your hook. Now get 1 more yellow, pull through the first 2, and then pick up the outside yellow band. And it should look something like this. Now we can restart the pattern. So we're going to get our black stripe color, pull it through everything except the last 2 bands, and then pick up everything that you pulled through, and then rearrange these 2 yellows over the black, and it should look something like this. Now we get the next color in our pattern, which for me is this glittery coral color, and we're going to pull through the first 3 bands, pick up the first black and the outside yellow, and get 1 more coral, pull through the first 3 bands, and pick up the outside coral band. And now flip, but when you flip, make sure you're holding onto this black band so it does not slip under these yellows. Okay, and now we get our coral band, pull through the first 3 bands, pick up the black and the outside yellow, and 1 more coral, pull through the first 3, and pick up the outside coral band. And it should look something like this. Now we want to cross these yellow bands in the same direction. So down here we can see we did left over right, so we're going to do that here. So grab the left 2 yellow bands, cross them over the 2 yellow bands next to it, and it should look something like this. And now grab your border color, pull through the first 6 bands, and skip the first yellow and pick up the second yellow. Get 1 more border color, pull through the first 2 bands, and pick up the outside yellow. It should look like this. And now we flip. And now we're going to do the same thing on this side. So get your border color, pull through the first 6 bands, and then skip the first yellow and pick up the second, put it back on your hook. Now get 1 more yellow, pull through the first 2 yellow bands, and pick up the outside yellow. Sounds like it's storming outside. But yeah, that is basically the pattern. So if you still do not have it, there will be a timestamp where you can go back to this point and see how I did it from here. And you will just do this until it is your desired length. And yeah. Okay, so I made my bracelet as long as I want it. And you should stop at the point where you just crossed over the yellow bands. And just to temporarily close this off, because we're still going to add borders after this, you're just going to pull a yellow band through the first 6 bands, and then we'll flip and do the same thing on this side. So get a yellow band, pull it through the first 6 bands, then we're just going to get 1 yellow band, pull it through everything, and clip it. And don't click off the video just yet, because this is only the first half of the bracelet. We still need to add these borders on the side here, so I will show you how to do that now. So to add the borders, you're going to come to this first section down here where the first black stripe is, and you're going to come to the side of the bracelet here, and you're going to go through these 2 blue bands here and pick up that glitter black band through the side. And it should look like this. And we're going to grab our border yellow color, pull it through that 1 black band, and then pick it back up. And it should look like this. And now we're going to get whatever color is right here, so that is blue. And you're going to pull it through the first 2 and pick up the yellow band. And then you're going to grab this blue band and cross it over the 2 next to it. Then you're going to pinch these 2 outer bands, pull all 3 off, and then only put those 2 you're pinching back on the hook. And now we're going to come back to the bracelet, and we're going to go to the side and pick up the black, the next black. And now you're going to grab a yellow, pull it through the 4 bands on your hook, and only pick up that single black band. Now you're going to get your next color, which is that coral, and you're going to pull through the first 2, pick up the outside yellow, and now you're going to cross this outside coral over the 2 next to it, pinch those 2 you crossed over, pull the 3 bands off, and only put the bands you're pinching back on the hook. And this is basically the pattern we're going to do all the way up. So we grab the black from the inside, grab a yellow, pull through all 4 on your hook, pick up only the black, then grab whatever color you're on, which is the blue, pull through the first 2, pick up the outside yellow, and then cross this very outside blue over the 2 next to it, pull it off, and then put the 2 you're pinching back on your hook. And then pick up the black through the side, and you're just going to keep doing what we've been doing all the way up until you're at this last stripe, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I have added the border all the way on this side, and once you get to the last stripe here, you're going to just get 1 yellow band, pull it through, and we're just going to temporarily clip that. I realized I do not have any clips on me. We're just gonna clip that for now and work on the other side. So it's the same exact thing as before. So we're gonna come to the first black stripe here, go into the side of the bracelet, grab the black from the side like this, and then get your yellow, pull through the first black, or the only black, I guess, and then pick it back up on the way back. Then get your first color, pull through the first 2, pick up the outside yellow, cross this blue over the 2 next to it, pinch those outside 2 off, put it back on your hook, then come back to the bracelet, pick up that next black through the side of the bracelet. It is a little trickier on this side since the black bands are tighter from doing the border on this side, but once you have that picked up, you're going to get your yellow, pull it through all 4 bands, pick up the black, and then get your coral, pull through the first 2, pick up the outside yellow, cross this coral over the 2 next to it, pinch those 2 you crossed over, pull the 3 off, put it back on your hook, go through the side, pick up the black, and you're just going to do that all the way up till the last stripe, and then I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, so I have done this side, so we're going to just pull, when you're on the last stripe, you're just going to pull 1 yellow through everything, and just clip that just for a second. And then we're going to come to this middle C-clip here, and we're going to pick up the 4 bands that it's holding on, like this. And then you're going to unclip this band up here. Okay. And now we're going to cross the middle 2 bands in whatever direction they're crossing over here. So it's right over left. And then we're going to come to this clipped band here and get the 3 bands that it's holding on. Then unclip it. And now you're going to use that band and pull through the first 5 bands. Okay. Then you're going to flip. And then on this side, we're going to do the same thing. So come to the clipped band here, get the 3 bands that are holding onto it, unclip it, and then use that band to pull through the first 5 bands. And then we're just going to clip this here. Sorry, we're not going to clip that. We're going to get 1 more border band, pull it through everything, and now we're going to clip. And yep, that is the Milotic bracelet. I think it is super cool looking. I'm really proud of this one. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you liked the tutorial, it would mean a lot if you could like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, my Instagram is linked in the description of this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.